Good evening, audience. Good evening, Chelsea fans. Good evening, football enthusiasts. We have just finished watching the FIFA World Cup group draws. The groups have been created, and it is an astonishing 48 team tournament. But that will be covered in another video. First and foremost, let's get back to our beloved Chelsea. Win or lose, my blood is blue. Guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Most of you who watch this video click on the video intentionally or non-intentionally. Just drop a like and subscribe to the video. Costs you nothing. But we face Bournemouth this weekend at the Vitality Stadium, and I really don't know what to expect. All I can give are my thoughts and what I think Maresca should do. He's the one that's getting paid for it, so eventually he will decide. But the fans can have an opinion. You can have an opinion on this, what you think could be right. The only thing I'm hoping and praying for is that Maresca does not do something funny again. In managing the players' minutes, it's understandable. But as I said in my previous videos, no need to chop and change half of the squad. Play someone one half, play your first team the first half, and then you can uh, you can substitute the player that you think, maybe like Reece James. You play him one half, we kill off the game in the first half, then bring on the second choice player. Just gamble a bit, because we need the points. We really need the points, and we need to win if we want to get somewhere. We can't just be uh, 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 um, 2 steps forward and 10 steps back, guys. But Maresca had some interesting thoughts on the previous game that he shared with us today, which we are going to get into without further ado, on specifically on Achempong. Let's read as follows. Enzo Maresca on Achempong regret. So meaning that the fact that he actually regrets this is him acknowledging that he made a mistake. One of the regrets I have after the game is that I didn't play with Josh. The reason why we played with Trevor, Benoit, and Tosin was because we saw long balls to their strikers, but even that we lost most of them. So he admits to making a mistake, which means that in the future, that mistake will never happen again. Because those three guys playing Chalaba on the right, who is, I think, is a left-footed player, just put us at a disadvantage, man. So I think Josh will start tomorrow. And I still don't know where Fofana is. So the experiments are definitely out of the window, especially in the back line, because there was no cohesion, there was no responsibility in that back line. Everyone was just passing around the responsibility and the blame, playing the blame game. So Maresca has identified that and is not going to do it again. And then there was another story on Enzo Maresca speaking about the experience of the squad. Maresca was asked, is more experience needed? And I quote, he said, we are always talking about experience when we drop points. But when we beat Barcelona and drew with Arsenal, no one is talking about experienced players. This was not the reason. We have experienced players, one of the suspended and one has an injury. Who was the most experienced player for us in the week? Dawson, did he play good? So it is not about experience. Definitely it's not about experience. And we have more than enough experience. Since you became the coach of us, we've won 2 trophies. So the experience is not an issue. It's the execution of the plan that you put in motion. And you need to identify the players that are not following the plan, and you need to rectify your plan if the players cannot play according to what you want them to do. As you see, what you said, what Maresca has said in the first question where he was asked about not playing Achempong, the plan that he put was Badia, Shield, Tossen, and Chaloba, and that plan failed miserably because Leeds came with a different game plan and we were not prepared for it. They came pressing the long balls, they played, but no one took responsibility. So that's out the window. As for the experience, you need to focus on who can do the job, regardless of experience or not. And then another interesting thing from Reece James when he was asked which is his best position. I just like to put this in a video. I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I've played so much in both now. Maybe if you asked me a year ago, I probably would have had a preference. But the more I've kind of played half and half in both roles, I'm just happy to be back on the pitch and helping the team. And what more can I say to that? Other than that, this guy seems like no matter where you put him, it's like John Terry. When Jory John when I think it was Peter Cech that was sent off, John Terry went and he went into the goal. No matter, there are just certain guys and certain characters, certain footballers that will do everything for the badge. I wish all the Chelsea players had that mentality. But it seems like even if you play some players in their position, they still can't do the job or the best for the team and for the badge. So, as we can see, when Reece James is fully fit, he can do anything. He can carry the team on his back. He can fill two positions in one game. So, we are happy for that, and hopefully, he plays tomorrow at the Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth. Now, last but not least, let's get into the topic at hand, to what's going to transpire tomorrow. As you can see, for the head to head, 4 wins, 3 draws, 12 wins for us. We are superior in that capacity. But if we look down the road and how it all panned out, this recent history, Bournemouth is not a walkover team. 2-1, 0-0, 3-1, 2-0, 2-2. And funny thing is that today I saw a clip when Nicholas Jackson picked up the ball in the midfield, shrugged off the defender against Bournemouth, ran forward, put the ball, a nice through ball for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer set the goalie down and scored. Something I haven't seen the lab do once in our club. João Pedro seems like he only played well in the Club World Cup, and then maybe in the start of the season. But now both of them are becoming passengers to that extent that I actually want Jackson back. Never thought I would say that, but the only problem we actually had with Jackson was his end product. But with these guys, it's the whole package is becoming a problem. So the lineup that I have prepared for today, in my opinion, is the strongest possible lineup that I can think of at this point in time in terms of performances and what we have in quality. Sanchez, obviously, is our goalie. Cucurella, Achempong, Chaloba, Gasto on the right back. Let me just move this a bit so you can see. Enzo, James in the midfield. Because Caicedo is suspended, we need to put James in, even just for a single half. Cole Palmer needs to get back in the thick of it all because no one can do his job. Estevao is too, how should I say, not really. He can, but he's not Cole Palmer, and I've seen that now. João Pedro might be a better player when playing with Cole Palmer, so I put him on the strike. Neto, even if he's not having a good game, he will give you that work rate up and down, up and down, up and down. So I think Neto should start. Garnacho, for the experience in the Premier League, we saw what he did when he came on against Leeds. He took on the defender. He managed to put some crosses in, some square balls that players could run onto. That specifically that chance that Cole Palmer missed. So this is the lineup that I actually want tomorrow. James should play until he gets injured. It's done. We're at that point. We are at that point. And then Enzo Maresca should not complicate things. He should already pre-plan his second half subs in order. Mark Gay is there. He can come on for João Pedro. If James needs to be rested, push Gasto in or put Santos then in, of course, midfielder, and then take James off. And then Estevao can also come on. That's what we can do. And that's what I think will be the best solution for tomorrow. So that's my lineup. As for a prediction for this game against Bournemouth, the history and the way we played last weekend or midweek just reminded me of a Chelsea that is not really ready. We don't know which Chelsea team will show up. Regardless of the players that we put in, how will the intensity be in the game? How will we move the ball? How will the players move off the ball? How will the players spread the ball? How will we pass the ball? Will we take a shot? Will we take chances? Will we take risks? That's the question of the day. But that's the lineup that I have. Those are my thoughts, guys. Just please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully we win. I'm predicting a narrow 2-1 victory for us. It's an away game again, a Vitality Stadium. The Bournemouth manager must have seen the Leeds game, so he knows what he needs to do. The crowd will obviously be behind Bournemouth again, riling up their players. We need to score first. We do not need to concede. We need to score first. And that's how we can take charge of that game. And if a change needs to be made, it needs to be made, even if it's early. That's what Maresca needs to do. If a plan is not working, if he identified the plan is not working with Chaloba, Tosson, and Badia Shield, he should have made a change earlier, just to rectify that. But the damage was done by the time he realized the plan is not working. So, guys, like I said, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and those are my thoughts. Hopefully, we win and can get the 3 points and just move forward. And you know, we take it game by game again. Cheers. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next upload.